welcome back, pals! How are we doing? It's that time of the month. TBR Jar time. I really should not enjoy these as much as I do. Like, I actively look forward to filming these every month, which is a little bit pathetic, but also someone's got to be having a good time. I don't know if you guys enjoy these videos, but I enjoy them. And that's what really matters, isn't it? No, I am totally messing. Today we are going to be doing the usual. If you've been here before, you know the drill. We are picking 7 books and a play using the prompts in here, and we're going to get right on into it because I've already rambled for 7.5 minutes. Right, we're jumping right on into it because I've actually rambled for long enough. So, prompt number 1 is going to be, let's go for this one. This says, a book on a previous TBR. Okay. Well, that is easy because many of my TBRs have not been read. I might have to watch an old video because I now actually can't remember. We look at last month's TBR and see what was read. What did we have? We had Apples Never Fall, which I hadn't read. Iron Flame I read. Our Wives Under the Sea I didn't get to. The Curfew I read. Hunger I haven't. Well, Hunger I started, literally read about 4 pages of. I could pick Hunger. This was on last month's TBR. I got to literally about page 4 and then I don't know what happened. I got distracted with other things, as is my life. This is actually a series reread that I'm doing because I've read every single book except the last book and I want to know how it ends, but I can't really remember the story. So I'm rereading everything just to read the last book. This is the second book in the Gone series by Michael Grant, which is about a world in which all the adults disappear. They're trapped in like a dome, all of these kids, and they start developing magical powers, and it's really, really cool and I love it. I think this is going to be the book we pick. Alright, prompt number 2. Let's go for this one. Well, this is a little tiny one. This says, a book you thrifted. That is easy. That is 98% of my TBR. I think I've said this before on this channel, but almost every book I own is thrifted unless somebody else bought it for me. It's very, very rare I buy brand new books for myself. I do it occasionally. The Fourth Wing series I bought brand new. That is actually the only books I can think of that I've bought that are brand new. So this is sort of a free choice, except I can't pick any books that were gifted. I actually know what I want, but I can't find it because these rainbow shelves are so inconvenient. Okay, for this prompt, I'm going to pick Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. Because, oh, it's actually still got the thrifted sticker on. This cost me £1. Oh, I hate when the stickers don't just come off nicely. It's really upsetting. I mean, there are worse things in life, but not many. I have actually been in the mood to read this for so long. I started it in like November or something. I read 20 pages in a cafe in Wales and then got home from Wales and just, again, like with the last book, put it down, completely forgot about it. But I like loved the first 20 pages. Like actually loved. Like was a possible 5-star read, 20 pages. So I don't know. I think I just got really busy with I had books I had to read for specific videos and I haven't like actually mood read in ages. Like I haven't really had time. Is that even true? Not really. But I have really been in the mood to pick this back up. Because the first 20 pages, as I said, were excellent. And so hopefully the other 300 odd will also be excellent. So we're going to add this to the TBR. Alright, prompt number 3. Let's go for this one. Oh, it's a tiny one. This says, oh, sorry, that was really dramatic. Oh, and I've dropped it. It said start a new series. Why was that such a guttural, dramatic reaction? Actually, why? I have literally just started the ACOTAR series, which I think is why I don't like being in the middle of loads of series. It stresses me out. And I just started the Magnolia Park series. Actually quite dramatic. It really doesn't matter. So, series that I own. We have The Six of Crows. We have Caraval. Series I own that I haven't started. Red Rising. I do want to get to that, actually. Is fantasy my only option? I guess literary fiction and romance tend not to be series. Well, romance can sometimes. Oh, that being said, I have the Twisted Love series as well. Okay, I think, because I'm actually really in the mood for it, let's go for Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is a sci-fi series. I don't know too much about it, but Miss Hayley fam loves this and we trust her with all of our soul. So yeah, I've read the blurb, I don't understand it, but I've heard very good things from quite a few people actually. And one of my friends also read this and really enjoyed it. And sci-fi is not a genre I've read a whole lot of, so I think it would be a good one to stretch myself with. Book number 4 is going to be, let's go for this one. Oh, we have 2. Which one should we go for? Let's go for this one. This says, can I have the other one back? This says a fantasy book. I have literally just finished filming my fantasy week. So I've read 3 fantasy books back to back, which I enjoyed and I had a good time doing, but I do feel a little bit fantasied out. I've said this before, I've always had this thing where I don't like reading book genres back to back, but I also don't need to read this at the start of this month. I could pick up a few things in between and then go to a fantasy, so it's fine. Again, I'm being dramatic. So we could do the second book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series, because I do actually want to get to that because I really enjoyed the first one. Full reading vlog of the first one up there. What other fantasy have we got? Again, we've got Caraval, Six of Crows. Oh, that actually might be it. Again, this system makes it a lot harder because I used to just have a fantasy section. I've got Shatter Me. I don't think that really counts as fantasy, does it? I'll be totally honest, I don't know if I'll definitely get to this month just because it is so mammoth, and I wasn't really intending on reading this month. But we will put it on the TBR, and if I have the opportunity to read it, we definitely will, because I do want to get to this sooner rather than later. I definitely don't want to leave it like a few months before I get to the second one, because I really enjoyed the first one. This is the second book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. This is A Court of Mist and Fury, and we follow... I presume we continue following Feyre's story. This one is a lot longer than the first one, but because of the pace of the first one, it doesn't worry me. So I think we're gonna have this as book number 4. Book 5. Let's go. This one, it's a long one. This says, Easy, a book you bought from a booktube recommendation. Everything I own. This is probably about 70% of the books I own. I watch a lot of booktube and I enjoy their recommendations. I think for this prompt I'm going to choose The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I've heard brilliant things about this author and about this book. It's about a woman called Nora, and I believe she decides to take her own life, and I think when she does that she kind of goes into like a purgatory and she ends up in this library where she can try out lots of different lives. So I'm expecting it to be quite a like reflective, philosophical book. And I feel like that could be fun, and it's not particularly long either. It's about 290 pages, so we should be able to fly through that fairly quickly. And yeah, I feel like I've heard good things about this, so let's go with Midnight Library. Number 6. Let's go for this one. It's a tiny one. This says Wheel Choosers. Okay. What we're going to do for this is I'm going to put in the number of squares. So we've got 12 squares on here, and then I will put in the number of books on that square just to make it a little bit easier for myself. And then whatever book it picks, we will read. If I've already read it or it's like the middle of a series I haven't started, I'll just go to the next one. All right, let's go. What have we got? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one down here. Okay, on here we have 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 books on that shelf. We will be reading book number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is an Ian Rankin book. Okay, we have an Ian Rankin book called A Song for the Dark Times. I feel like this is a book that I like owned as a teenager, or possibly my mum owned. Like, this isn't a book I've bought in the last few years, so I actually have no idea what this is about. Okay, so a girl called Samantha calls her father John to say that her husband has been missing for 2 days. He is in the police and he knows that her daughter is going to be the prime suspect. He needs to decide whether to be her father or a detective. It says he wonders whether this might be the first time in his life where the truth is the one thing he doesn't want to find. So I guess he's investigating his daughter and her husband. Okay, that sounds interesting. I've not read an Ian Rankin book in a long time, so I think that'll be fun. So this is a Thriller, mystery, I'm guessing, which will be fun because we don't have any other thrillers on the TBR. And actually, I don't think we had any last month either. This is the 6th book we'll be reading in March. All right, last book prompt, and then we just have the play to pick. So, final book prompt, let's go for, this says, female author. Female author, again, lots to pick from. What am I in the mood for? We could pick a romance. I don't have any romance on the TBR currently. I'm going to mix it up and go for Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. I have never read a Tessa Bailey book. I know she is absolutely beloved. And I don't even really know what this one's about, but it is very freaking cute. I feel like I should have read this in February because it's very like Valentine's vibes with the cute pink cover. This looks like it might be a second chance romance or like friends, like childhood friends to lovers kind of thing. I don't know, I really haven't heard anyone talk about this one actually, but I do know that people love Tessa Bailey, and so I think it's about time I read one of hers. Okie doke, that is all the books picked, and we now just need to pick our play. I say it every month, but just to reiterate, not every single prompt in here works for a play, so occasionally we have to pick more than one, but with any luck it'll just work first time. Okay, let's go for this one. Highest rated on Goodreads. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. I did drop one on the floor though, so let's see if this one works. This is romance. Do I have a romance play? Let me check. Not that I can obviously see, so I am gonna pick a different one. I might need to just start getting a separate jar for play prompts because this just never works first time. Okay, let's go for this one. This says, from an author you've enjoyed before. Okay, we will do a playwright I've enjoyed before. Okay, I have in my hands a collection of Simon Stevens plays. This includes 1 Minute, Country Music, Motor Town, Pornography and Seawall. I have read several of Simon Stevens' plays. I adore them. He is one of my favourite playwrights. I think he is so talented and he writes the most natural dialogue. Like, I've performed in a couple of his plays as well, and his writing just makes your job so easy. His writing just makes the scene so natural to perform, and yeah, it's just a wonderful text to work with. I read Seawall that's in here before, so we will pick, should we just go with 1 Minute as that's the first one? It says that 1 Minute is set in London in the aftermath of the disappearance of an 11-year-old girl. This is a 71-page play, so this is probably like a 1-act, hour 10 kind of vibe. When you're watching it performed. So reading that should probably only take me about an hour or so. But I'm excited to read another Simon Stevens because it's been a while. Now we have it, this month's TBR. We have Hunger, rereading the Gone series by Michael Grant, Conversations with Friends, which will be my first Sally Rooney book, Red Rising by Pierce Brown, A Court of Mist and Fury, continuing the ACOTAR series, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, A Song for Dark Times by Ian Rankin, Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey, and 1 Minute by Simon Stevens. Awesome, beautiful, done. We have a romance, we have a fantasy, we have a sci-fi, we have 2 literary fictions, a mystery thriller, a dystopia, and a play. That is a beautiful range of books, and I'm very happy. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate your time. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.